afternoon and welcome back. Councillor, we're ready to continue our proceedings. If we are, please proceed.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we're ready to proceed.
Thank you very much.
Can the witness be ushered in? Good afternoon, Mr. Trawally, and welcome back from the break.
Thank you.
Before we went away on break, we actually touched on the issues about the demolition of some of your prayer places that existed, but how you were able to resolve and eventually the reconstruction of those said places. We also dealt with the issue of Zakir Naik's visit to the Gambia and how it brought some issues for your sect, the Ahmadiyyas. We also touched on the issue of the Corite visit of the president and that how you are now able to visit again since this new government came in. From this point, I would like us now to move to another issue that you have brought to this commission, which is about the burial grounds for the Ahmadiyya. Can you tell us about the burial grounds for the Ahmadiyyas?
Thank you very much, Madam. It was Sunday, 30th August 2017, when one of our brothers, late Masre Diba, passed away in Kersaring, West Coast region. He was brought to Talinding, and we have contacted the cemetery keeper, warden. We have got the key, and we did the burial.
Sorry, Mr. Trawally, if I may just take you back a bit. From the documents that you had submitted earlier, there are certain incidences that took place in 2015 about the burial grounds. Can we start from there? I will show you two newspaper articles that you can look at.
Yes, I've seen. Yeah. Actually, we have different articles. One is point, maybe that's the one you are referring. The other one is standard.
Yes.
It was January 2015. There was a publication by Supreme Islamic Council broadcasted over the national television and the Radio Gambia that Ahmadis should not be buried in Muslim cemeteries. They are not Muslims, the same old story. And many other allegations. They said something about Safrullah Khan, that Safrullah Khan was forced to resign. What they failed to recognize, Safrullah Khan was an international figure. He was foreign minister of Pakistan and a permanent representative of Pakistan in the United Nations from 1961 to 1966. He was also the president of International Court of Justice. So all the statements of Supreme Islamic Council are just false. And this is what we have replied to.
Okay, so if we may take it step by step. So there was a statement by the Supreme Islamic Council that indicated that the Ahmadiyyas were not Muslims, and this brought about the issue of the burial ground. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
So when that issue came up, what did the Ahmadiyyas do?
When that came, one of our brothers, when he passed away, our brother Master Diba, this was Sunday, 30th August 2017. Yeah.
Okay. But before we get to that one, you should have a paper of 2015, February 3rd, The Voice.
Of Voice. Yes.
And if you look at the second column of the said paper, on the third paragraph.
That is page 2.
On page 6. I will pass you the paper I'm referring to for identification. On page 6 of
Yes.
that said paper,
Yes.
if you see on the second column, the second paragraph,
Therefore,
if you may read that part.
Therefore, the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council is declaring that the Ahmadiyya Jamaat is a non-Muslim group, which is in line with the legal opinion of the world. Scientific gatherings which pronounce the group to be outside the pale of Islam, and strongly recommended Muslims not to deal with them religiously. Your usual cooperation and understanding is highly solicited. Signed by the President of Supreme Islamic Council, Muhammad Lamin Toure.
Thank you. So following from that, it now brought up the issue about the burial grounds. And you have the paper of the Standard, which is dated the 3rd of September 2015.
Yes.
And on page 2 of that said paper, it also tells a story. Can you tell us about it?
This is our reaction to their allegations. They are false statements.
Thank you. So following that, there was also another publication that was dated the 2nd of September 2015. On the first page, and the heading is Talinding Muslims Demand Exhumation of Ahmadi Buried at Cemetery.
That is standard.
Yes, it's the standard. Mr. Usher, can you please hand this over to the witness?
Yes.
Can you tell us what brought this article about?
It was Sunday, 30th August 2017, when one of our members passed away, Mr. Masre Diba. Passed away on Sunday, 30th August 2017. So we brought him to Talinding. We have contacted the gatekeeper, and he has given us the key, and the burial took place. Then on the 1st of September, we are called by police.
Do you know what police called and who did they call?
Sorry?
Which police? Do you know them by
Talinding Police.
name?
Talinding Police.
And who did they call?
They call the Jamaat, Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, to go and answer at the police station.
Thank you. Continue.
So when the delegation arrived, they found Supreme Islamic Council leadership, the president, the vice president.
Can you give us their names?
Muhammad Lamin Toure, and that's the president. The vice president is Alhaji Sarif Bajan.
Thank you. You can continue.
Yeah. And the police, we were told that whether we have got permission from the Supreme Islamic Council. We told them that we don't need any permission from Supreme Islamic Council. And this Sharif Bajan was in fact the one who promptly said, you should not bury your people there because you are not a Muslim. And now,
Mr. Trawally, before this particular incident, did you ever have to get permission from the Supreme Islamic Council for your burials?
No, in the Gambia, you don't need any permission from Supreme Islamic Council.
Before this particular incident?
Before this particular incident, we have never sought. It's not the procedure, it's not the mandate of Supreme Islamic Council. The cemetery is under the, for example, the cemetery we are talking, Talinding Cemetery, they are under the KMC. So we cannot initiate that. You have to contact the Alcalo, maybe the sub-Alcalo or representative of Alcalo in that area to get the key. And this is what we did.
Thank you. Continue.
So at the police station, after narrating everything, the police officer Landin Bojang said, Ahmadis have done the right thing by getting the key from the warden. So Supreme Islamic Council said, okay, you can go, we will decide the issue. So we have not heard anything from them.
So
but already we have done the burial.
Sorry, Mr. Trawally. On that particular day, did the burial take place?
The burial actually took place a few days before.
Continue.
Yeah, few days before, they were demanding, calling us, you should go and exhume your disease from the grave. This is the grave where you have such and such pious people. They were claiming that, which totally we don't believe that, we don't agree to that. We are residents of Talinding. I have my compound there nearly 30 years, since 1986 or so. Besides headquarters of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat being in Talinding, personally and others, members, they have their residence compounds in Talinding, and they are paying the rates. So we are equally qualified with any other person. So we don't think that you should be subjected to the Supreme Islamic Council's call for this.
Thank you, Mr. Trawally. So when you were called at the police station for the exhumation of the body, did you comply with the orders?
We don't comply.
Can you tell us what happened next?
There, even one superintendent can be. He was so unfair, and we have also indicated in our release. As a police, you have openly taken part, telling our members, our delegation, that these are, that he meant the Supreme Islamic Council people. These are elders. And there he was told that, what about elders of the Jamaat? So openly, the police has taken part, which we are contrary to the laws of this country, because these are the law keepers. They are there to enforce, to make sure that justice applies. They know the law more than us. They know the law more than Supreme Council or any other person. So to make things easier for everybody, should come straight forward and tell them, just like Officer Landin Bojan did. But a superior can be going further to alter such a statement is very unfortunate.
Sorry, Mr. Talaware, the said Kambi, do you know his full name?
I don't know his full name. He's Superintendent Kambi, Talinding Police.
All right, so after that particular incident and you refused to do the exhumation, can you tell us what happened after that?
After that, nothing really happened. It was another incident, Saturday, 6th September, the same year, 2017. Our brother Keba Sane passed away in Talinding. We have contacted the Alcalo. We have contacted the main Alcalo, Ibu Baji, the late Ibu Baji, who passed away I think a few months ago. And he referred us to the area representative, area representative of Talinding Sikap. his name Alasana Baji. So we contacted him. We told him that one of the members passed away, so we need the key. So he said, you come at 2. When I doing the burial, we are doing the burial at 2. So please, you can come and get the key. So before 2, we were called members, the Jamaat members, we are called at the same police station. So our delegation led by Naib Amir Alhaji Ibrahim Ambo, they went to police station and they found the Supreme Islamic Council president, vice president, that is Mullah Amin Toure and Alhaji Sharif Bajan, saying that you are denied a burial because you are not a Muslim.
Sorry, you met them at the police station?
We met them at the police station.
So they were already there before your members arrived?
Yes, and any time we are at that police station, we will find that they will have discussion with the Supreme Islamic Council. Madam, there will have been many burial places, many cemeteries, because there is, as I said in the morning, there is not a single Islamic sect that has not been declared non-Muslim. This People's Supreme Islamic Council is targeting the Jamaat, one way or the other. And throughout, they have not been successful. And it's very unfortunate to say that any trouble in this country about religious issues, Supreme Islamic Council is behind.
Thank you, Mr. Trawally. So on that particular day when you were at the police station and they raised the issue that you could not bury the deceased at the Talinding cemetery, what happened next?
Afterwards, we took the deceased to the cemetery. At the gate of the cemetery, we found the police there with the key, which is very unusual, because that's not the job of the police. And few calls were made. We were there almost, we were there more than 1 hour standing. It could have been a disaster, but we have to contain our members. Yeah. Eventually, Kim Colley, I think his name is Kim Colley, he came. He said, you open the door. So the door was open and the body was buried, our brother was buried. Madam, it is important to say, our lawmakers, our authorities, they need to exhibit justice. Police knew more than any other person that Supreme Islamic Council is not responsible of burial grounds or cemeteries. It is under the council, in this particular case, KMC. So easily telling them that no, they have the same right as you have. It could have been over, because the Alcalo or sub-Alcalo, Alasana Baji, said you come at 2 o'clock. You know, come and get the key at 2 o'clock. But Supreme Islamic Council and elements are always there creating problems for one or another, because the intentions are bad.
So you're telling this commission that you face more difficulties in your sect due to certain statements that were made by the Supreme Islamic Council.
Yes.
And these were some of the issues that brought about you having difficulties in burying some of your followers.
Yes.
Did you have any other incidents apart from these two?
No other incident. No other incident, Madam, because afterwards, I think we have 1 or 2 cases. There was no commotion. When Supreme Islamic Council is not coming forward, creating problems, there will not be any problems. Burial is not a problem. You have people who were killed, who died in Europe. They are coming to the Gambia. They are buried anywhere the family members will choose. So if these particular people, they are always after creating problems for one or another, it's very unfortunate. But I think the authorities should have done their job well.
But presently you don't have problems or issues about burying your followers?
Not at all. We don't have.
Thank you. At this point, Mr. Chair, I'd like to tender in the statement, the Standard newspaper and the Voice, and they will be Exhibit 117K.
Request granted.
Oh, on this one, yeah. Yeah. 2 Standard newspapers. Okay.
Apologies, you probably didn't hear. I said request was granted. Is that what's holding you up? Please proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. We would like to put the exhibits in number on the record. Mr. Chair, the Voice newspaper dated Monday, the 2nd and Tuesday, the 3rd February 2015, shall be Exhibit 117K1. The Standard newspaper dated the 2nd September 2015 shall be 117K2. And the Standard newspaper dated the 3rd February 2015 shall be 117K3.
Noted, Council. You may proceed accordingly, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Trawally, I would now like us to move to your next point, which was about the issues you had about the sighting of the moon for the Ramadan prayers.
Madam, sighting of the moon should not have been a problem or controversy in the country. Before the formation of Supreme Islamic Council in 1992, declaration is done by the Imam Ratib of Banjul. Announcement will be Imam Ratib of Banjul and some other elders, especially those who have seen the moon. They will name over the radio for the entire population. So people will start fasting tomorrow. If the moon is sighted after fasting, the Qur'an Idul Fitr will take place. This was the tradition. Even at that time, there was small controversy, division, but quite less than nowadays. When Supreme Islamic Council came, they took over this. The council and Imam Ratib of Banjul announced that the moon is seen or another place has seen. But make it worse.
Trawally, please, when you said the Supreme Islamic Council came, can you give us a time frame of when you're talking about?
We are talking of the time frame during the Second Republic. During the Second Republic.
Thank you. You may continue.
During the Second Republic, the announcement will include Supreme Islamic Council, Imam Ratib of Banjul. But there was a Qur'an Idul Fitr upon courtesy call on the president of the Second Republic. In that sitting, the president asked, can we not pray with Saudi Arabia, with Mecca? Most of the Saudi, yes, we can pray. This is where it began. So when they are announcing, they will announce that Saudi Arabia saw the moon, or Mecca saw the moon. We are praying, we are fasting tomorrow. We are praying this day. So this didn't go well with many people.
Mr. Trawally, was your Jamaat present at that said?
I was there that particular year. I couldn't recall the year, but this was 2 years or 3 years before I was not invited. I was in that sitting when this question was raised. And this is why they came and to be announcing Mecca has sinned, Saudi Arabia has sinned, so we are fasting tomorrow, or we are praying tomorrow.
In that meeting, since you were present and the issue was raised, did you raise any objections at that time?
No, at the meeting I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. You know. Madam, what Supreme Islamic Council failed to understand, even countries around Saudi Arabia, sometimes they don't pray. And past few years, some years, you have years we pray with Saudi Arabia. Others we don't. We have seen that. It happened. Yeah.
So can you tell us what problems you started to face?
The problem, the public, other religious leaders face, I think it's a kind of a threat. That if you don't pray that particular day, you'll be arrested or you are arrested. But all this Supreme Islamic Council is behind. We never have any problem as far as we are concerned, because at any time announcement is made over the TV or radio, we go by that. For the past 50 years, except 1 year. 1 year, our Naib Amir, Alhaji Ibrahim Ambo, while a principal at Tahir Ahmadiyya Muslim Senior Secondary School, they saw the moon for the prayer. And the message was sent to GRTS, They didn't announce it. We didn't fast. We prayed. Any commandment that is against the teachings of the Holy Quran or the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet, we don't adhere to that. Yeah.
So at any time before this particular year, were there times that you would cite the moon and still send the message for the announcement?
Individuals will do.
Your Jamaat at any time?
Jamaat, we don't. We just listen to the radio and TV announcement or radio announcement.
So did anything happen when you prayed?
Because we prayed the same day as announced by the government, by the state. So there was no problem, you know. But it has brought so much confusion, so much threats, which should not have been there. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has not said that you follow the Saudi Arabia. He hasn't said that. You start your fast with the small moon. You break your fast with the small moon. That's the prayer. So if we are quoting Saudi Arabia for that, that is very unfortunate. And the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went further. Love Arabs for 3 or 4 things. I am an Arab. The Holy Quran is revealed in Arab. On the Day of Judgment, the language will be Arab, and so on. But the most important thing is the righteous. And let us not fool ourselves to think that any other country, the people are pious than the Gambian people. I don't believe in that, you know. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Madam, the best person among you is the righteous, not white over black, black over white, or Arab over non-Arab. No. So this is what we believe, and this is what we are conveying across the country. During Amir's countrywide tour, during tours of our missionaries and other personalities, we convey the true teachings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Thank you very much,
The
Mr.
Holy
Chairman.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Madam said, make things easier, be moderate, don't be extreme, be moderate. Make it easier for people so that nobody should be threatened. Why you fast or you don't fast, you pray, you don't pray. Nobody should be threatened on that, like you are disobeying the government. No, that's if there is disobedience, that's disobedience to God. So that is between the person and God himself.
Thank you, Mr. Trawally. So you are telling us that on the sighting of the moon, we should go with the Sunnah.
Sorry?
You're telling us that on the issue of sighting of the moon, we should follow what the Sunnah is.
We should follow according to the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet and sayings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Thank you. On your next point that you have raised about a property that you have in Farato, can you tell us about it?
Madam, it was in February 2000, we bought lease and serial registration number P78/1992. We bought it from Abu Dandinjai, proprietor of Tanje Farms Limited, Jambur, but it is also considered Farato. It's a leased land, 49.4 hectares. We bought it for $1.3 million. The stamp duty, capital gain tax, all other rates were paid. And Madam, we found that some people were occupying this land. A letter the matter was taken to court. A judgment was given by Justice Savage.
In whose favor was the judgment?
Hmm?
In whose favor was the judgment?
The judgment was in the favor of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat. It was dated 4th July 2002.
And against who? Who were the parties in that matter?
Other partners, Usman Foon was one, Sharif Muhammad Hydra, Samba Jallo, Arfang Ansudiba, Salum Balde, Keba Toure, Kadir Biai, Biai Nuku Manga, Lieutenant Manga Gano, and Samba Jao. As far as the...
Mr. Trawally, were these the local occupants of the land?
Sorry?
Were they the ones occupying the land? The names that you've just given us.
Yes.
Were they the ones occupying the land?
Yeah, among them. These are the people, were the people who were occupying, but now it is a village.
So you received judgment that this land is legally yours?
Yes.
Have you been able to execute on that judgment and take back possession of the land?
Madam, the authorities were not able to execute because you have these army people and other personalities, so execution cannot be done. Wife of Edward Singate, but when we contacted him, he said he never knew that this land belonged to the Jamaat, so he left, according to him. And you have Sergeant Fofana, the Navy commander. You know, he also has a plot of land there, and many other personalities. You know, so it was very difficult to execute. But the president of the Second Republic directed, and this is the letter dated 13th April 2015, reference illegal occupation of the Jamaat land by squatters. Reference is made to the letter quoted, dated 31st March 2015, from the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, the Gambia, addressed to your ministry. This letter is to Permanent Secretary, Minister of Lands and Regional Government, Quadrangul Banjul. Your ministry and copy to this office concerning the persistent occupation of the Jamaat land by squatters. I write to convey the executive directive that the Honorable Minister of Lands and regional governments should take necessary action to remedy the situation before 30th instant. That's 30th April. Signed Ndei M. Jai for Secretary General. Copy to us, Amir Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, the Gambia.
Can you please tell us what happened after this letter was written?
After that, nothing happened because the minister, the authorities, they have not done anything about this particular land. Even July 28, 2008, another letter also came from Office of the President, because 2008 we also wrote.
Can we get that date again? 2000 and?
This is July 28, 2008. Illegal occupation of Jamaat's leased land at Jambul, Combo South.
Thank you. Up to date, who is occupying that land?
Madam, so many of them. You have more than 200, even 300 occupying.
So you still have not been able to execute the judgment that was given to you?
We have not.
Why do you think that is the case?
Well, I think the authorities, they have not done their job since. We have contacted the governor, the alcalde, and all the ministers who came to local government. We contacted them. One thing also, Madam, there is a letter, I don't know whether you have a copy of that. This letter was written by Sharif to Army Chief of Staff. Reference is between Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat and Usman Juf and others. So listing some of these soldiers occupying the land, because we were even threatened. These are soldiers, and other persons, ready to shoot. We are peaceful people, law-abiding citizens. This is why all the time we have been asking our members, calm down, because otherwise we could have gone there. Ahmadiyya Jamaat is not a small community in this country. It's throughout the country. Throughout the country, more than 50,000 followers in this country, across the country. So if we have to come out there, it will be a disaster. We never dreamt of doing that. So this is why all the time we are calling on the relevant authorities to do what is just. And
thank you, Mr. Trawally. So since the new government took over, have you made any efforts for the execution of your judgment?
We have written to them. We even asked, if possible, for compensation. Because, Madam, we are a religious organization. If somebody should have sympathy, I think we should have. So we don't want government to come out to evict those people. It's almost impossible, and that was the intention. An interesting thing is the governor's office of fiscal planning, alcalde. They were issuing occupancy certificates, documents to these people. When we wanted to fence this land, they sent us, they said, emergency notice to stop work. Our leased land, we want to fence at least to secure a portion of the land. You are asking us to stop. But you are issuing occupancies, documents to know the squatters. This is unjust. And authorities are responsible for this. Because some of them, what we learn, we don't have the original ownership list. But some of these authorities or their secretaries or so and so, they have plots in this land. Some of them sold, but the list is there. And this is dated 21st of December 2015.
So since you sent this letter in, have you received any response or reply to it?
No, we have not. I think the recent one, delegation met with the Minister of Local Governments and Lands, and we asked for one reason or the other if we can be compensated. So this one have not received any positive response so far.
Okay. And do you think that the occupants took this opportunity to just take over the land because you were Ahmadiyyas?
Not at all. Not. You see, land is in Combo area. That's always the case. They just use the authorities to occupy our land. That is all.
And it's not only done just because of the reason that you are Ahmadis?
No. Because, even the neighbors around from Jambur or so, if you ask them, they will say, this is Ahmadiyya land, this is Ahmadiyya land, we are ready to testify. So they have been saying this. But I think because of money, because of this or that, they are engaged in these activities.
So it is therefore not a violation of the religious rights of the Ahmadis?
It is what?
It is not a violation of the religious rights of the Ahmadis?
In that sense, I don't think it's so. But when you come to justice, after following everyone, we have written letters, Inspector General of Police. We have written letters to Chief Justice. We have written letters to Attorney General and Minister of Justice, local government, President. So our right is to occupy that land for development of this country. So if that is violated by some authorities, I think it's a violation of our rights for ownership.
Yes, but not just because you're Ahmadiyyas. It's just a general violation of your right to your property.
Yes, maybe there can be hidden one, but openly you cannot say that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Trawally. Like I told you earlier this morning, that when we talked about your detention at the NIA, I said we will come back to it later. So I would like us to go to that part now.
Yeah. Madam, if you will permit me, just maybe 2 minutes or so, still about Imam Abdullah Fati. One of the letters indicated here, he does not use state resources. But that's not the case. One of the letters you have exhibited, Madam, on Monday, July 13, 2014, Imam Abdullah Fati used government vehicle, registration number GG1366, during the holy month of Ramadan to go to Mahmud Fana village. Mahmud Fana is in Nyamina. To tell our members, you have to stop following Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat because they are not Muslim. But he was very much disappointed. They said, even at gunpoint, we are not leaving. We are Ahmadis. We have been attending the conferences. We believe nobody forced us, But what I want to mention here is the Imam and his delegation and his group using government vehicle. Registration number GG1366. I think this is very wrong. If they want to go there, they can take their private vehicles or private vehicle as a delegation, but using government resources for such is totally wrong. Madam, this is the man up to a point thinks that if the president says this, I can also say this. This is the trend. President didn't arrest you. He didn't order for you to be arrested. I arrest. What authority? Where are our authorities? That particular person, where was he taken? Is it just for you to keep that individual? We should be ready to forgo our position to establish justice, absolute justice. For us to have peace, justice must prevail. For just to have peace, or harmony, security, stability, justice must prevail. So thank you very much. This is what I want to convey. The last one, Madam Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat will continue to.
Imam Fati?
Yes, response to Imam Fati, you know, that.
Go ahead.
Yes. Imam Fati said, Ahmadis, our farm, they are destroying. He does not know the real history of this country. Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, since its inception, is involved in the development of this country. When we got our independence, February 18th, 1965, it was the Amir of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat on records, Maulana Ghulam Ahmad, who prayed for this country, for its peace, stability, security, and prosperity. And the first Ahmadi head of state in this country is an Ahmadi, Sir Muhammad Farman Singate. He is the one who first, with his family, performed 5 daily congregational prayers in that vicinity, in that state house. Nobody else. But they are so ignorant that they want to obstruct justice. This group of people, I mean Supreme Islamic Council, because Imam Fati and his core, these are the people. Madam, I have CDs here, flash drive here, castigating the Jamaat. Various radio stations, including Supreme Islamic Council radio station Al-Falah, saying so much nasty words against the founder of this Jamaat, against the Jamaat members. They are doing that maybe through ignorance, but these are extreme people. You have certain people doing this. You have Kemo Sedikan, Omar Faba Gite, Kebucham, always using different forums, castigating, saying false information. Before you will say, Imam so-and-so said this, scholar so-and-so said it, why don't you quote from the Holy Quran? And this is what we believe. Quote from the Holy Quran or quote from the Hadith, sayings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then you can be accepted. But always they will say, Pakistan say this country say this, yeah. This Imam say this, Islam is not wrong in that way. We love the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than our parents, more than the world and its contents. And this is what we believe in. And this is what we are doing throughout the world. Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat is established in 213 countries under one leadership, under the Khalifa of the time, who has taken his time writing to the world leaders, including the leader of Iran, Israel, United States, Germany, UK, etc., and etc., said justice must prevail in order to have peace. This is the book where these letters are found. World crisis and the pathway to peace. Our Khalifa, Asar Khalifat Masih, the fifth, may Allah be his helper. And he has taken different forums all over the world, from British Parliament to European Parliament, to Capitol Hill, to Australia, New Zealand parliaments, and other places, to preach peace. We can only have peace when there is justice. This is what Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat is doing throughout the world, without fear or favor. When he went to the Capitol Hill in July 2012, I was there, addressing the Congress of their obligations, of all of us, not even them. So this is, Madam, we are doing, and we will continue to do.
Thank you very much, Mr. Trawally. Like I said earlier, I would like us to move to the point of your arrest and detention at the NIA, and that you were there for 20 days. Can you tell us about it?
Madam, it was Saturday, 20th of May 2009, after returning from Tanzania on a study tour. At 6:15, I was in the office, Talinding, Amir's office. When these two people came, Mr. Luis Gomez, he's now late, and Demba Mbai, that you are wanted at NIA. So I went to the house, resident, to tell Madam. So I went with them to NIA. When I arrived there, my name was registered in the way book, and then asked to join others. When you go to NIA, the building, on your the first room on your right. So there I found 5 of my colleagues. Mr. Bakar Sanyang.
Sorry, when you say your colleagues, in what?
My colleagues, I mean GRA, Gambia Revenue Authority. These are officers I found there. Mr. Bakar Sanyang was the Commissioner of Domestic Taxes before income tax. Mr. Idrissa Toure, he is late now. Mr. Babakar Mbai, Babakar Loom, Moulamin Marena, and Momodu Gay.
When you were actually picked up by the NIA officers, did they indicate to you why you were being requested to go to the NIA?
No, there was nothing indicated, just you are wanted at NIA.
So at the time that you got there and you met your work colleagues there, did they still at that point tell you why you were at the NIA?
No, no.
So continue after you met your colleagues there, what happened?
Yes. So that is the room during the night. That is the room during the night where we will sleep. And immediately after Fajr, there is another room further. I think it's a conference room or so. That's where we will go. The whole day we'll be sitting there. So after dawn, after sunset, after Maghrib, we'll come back to the same room. So it was there I received my dismissal letter. This dismissal letter was dated 22nd of June, 2009. This is to inform you that Public Service Commission has concurred with the executive directive to dismiss you from the service with effect from 22nd June 2009.
Prior to receiving the letter at NIA, were you questioned in any way?
No, I was not.
Were you all kept together?
We were all in the same room.
Were you at any point put in a cell?
No, not at all.
Continue.
Yeah. So we were there. Then on the 17th of September 2009, I was reinstated. The following day, 18th of September 2009, the appointment was rescinded. Madam, before that, on the 9th of June 2009, when we were released, all my colleagues, they went out. A man came from State House. He stopped at the gate outside. He asked, "Where is the Amir?" They told him that he is inside. So he came. By then, I was in the same room where we normally sleep. I was packing my things. He came, my elder brother and my younger brother, they were all standing.
Sorry,
Yes.
Mr. Trawally, 1 minute. At that time, had all the other, like your colleagues, had they already left?
They left. They left, some of them were outside the premises, outside the gate, not within NIA compound, outside the gate. That's where he found some of them. Others, I don't know whether it's a tradition or what, that you have to go to the seaside to wash your body, this and that, which I don't believe at all. We Ahmadis, we don't believe in such. So he came in, as I said, my elder brother and younger brother were standing. He said, "I'm sent by the president." He said, "Sorry, he has never asked for you to be arrested or detained. He asked them to investigate." I think that was pleasing, because if you can get such a statement from the head of state, I think that's very pleasing, So afterwards, I have to pack my things and to go home.
Do you know the name of the gentleman that came from the
No.
State House?
Madam, these people, they don't introduce themselves. I'm from the State House, that's it. So, yeah. And he was from State House. Yeah. Okay. And this is what he told a few colleagues outside the gate.
So after you packed your stuff and you left and went home, what happened after that?
After that, it was this particular day, as I have said, reinstatement 17 September 2009. which was rescinded the following day, 18 September 2009. And Madam, let me say it here, even if it was not rescinded, I will not have accepted. I will not have accepted.
Okay. So then at that point, you were terminated.
Dismissed.
You were dismissed, yes. At the NIA, were you at any point tortured?
Not at all.
Were you at any time treated in a way that was inhumane?
No. They were very nice to us, you know, allowing even our family members, relatives bringing food, allowing us to call one Ibrahima Drame. Yeah, it was very nice using the telephone facility to call our relatives and friends.
Mr. Trawally, whatever you may think about your dismissal, do you think it has anything to do with the way you practice the Muslim religion?
Madam, maybe when you come to, at the end, as a human being, you may feel that. Because the new government, when the new government came, there was an announcement, a form provided by the committee, PMO, that if you think you are only wrongfully dismissed, you can fill this form and bring, which I did. I have sent, and the committee called me. There I have narrated everything, and eventually I was reinstated with retirement. But when you come to that decision also, you will see that there is a gap of justice. Please note that the period from the date you were dismissed to the retirement date will not attract payment of salary. However, your salary will be connected for the computation of your retirement benefits. Madam, that's not the policy of the government. Policy of customs, policy of JRA, when you are dismissed or terminated, you are reinstated, the service is connected and you are paid your salaries. So in this case, this is not done. And all my colleagues, the other 5 officers, they were all reinstated.
When you say they were reinstated, can you tell us a bit more about that?
Reinstated, it means these officers should continue working in customs or domestic taxes. So that's what it means. And they have got, they are, of course, got their salary. Because we have people in customs previously who were terminated, who were dismissed, they came back, they were paid what they call, I don't know, drawback or what, their salaries, they are paid. And generally, that's the policy of the government. Because it's a wrongful dismissal or termination.
Can I ask why you were retired? Is it that you had reached the retirement age?
No, I think the retirement age, according to the letter, the government with effect from December 29, 2016. The retirement of the government is 60 years. So when you are retired, it depends on the, not even the department, but the superiors to say we can give you the contract, or the department can request for that, we want this man's services. But as I said, even if I am requested to return, I will not have done that.
So then really you have no complaints if you were not going to even go back if you were reinstated.
Sorry?
So then you really have no complaints, because even if you were reinstated, you wouldn't have gone back.
I don't think I will have gone back. This is what I said, but that has not happened. So that's not the case here, because they have paid the retirement benefit or gratuity. They have paid that. But this salary from May to December 2016, that is not paid.
Thank you very much, Mr. Trawally, and thank you for your testimony today. Mr. Chair, I am done with the witness and handing him over to the Commission.
Thank you very much, Council, and thank you, Amir Trawally, for your testimony. Oh,
Just
sorry.
before you start with the witness, I would like to tender the last set of bundle of documents which were to do with the property at Farato. And it'll be 117L. Mr. Chair, the letter dated 13 March 2019, headed Illegal Occupation of Jamaat Leased Land at Jambur Farato, Kombo North District, shall be 117L1. Then the judgment of the High Court dated the 4th July 2012 shall be 117L2. The writ of possession of the High Court dated the 16th of November 2002, dated the 26th of November 2002, shall be 117L3. The lease with serial registration number 78/1992 shall be 117L4. The assignment bearing serial number 8 of 2000, volume 70 KD, shall be 117L5. The letter dated the 13th April 2015, illegal occupation of the Jamaat land by squatters to the permanent secretary, shall be L6. The letter dated July 28, 2008, from the permanent secretary to Mr. Trawally, illegal occupation of Jamaat lease land at Jambur, shall be L7. The letter dated the 29th April 1998, which indicates Western Division Land Administration Board, shall be L8. And then the letter dated 7th June 2004 to the Army Chief of Staff, bearing heading CS 59/2001, which is the judgment reference, shall be L9. The emergency notice to stop work dated the 21st of December 2015 from the Department of Physical Planning shall be L10. The letter dated 28 May 2002, headed illegal occupation of the Jamaat land, to the Director of Physical Planning from Mr. Trawally, shall be L11. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. All noted and request them granted. You are sitting next to the lead counsel. Your L references, L1, L2, L3, L4, reminds me of the day that two of us in the General Assembly of the United Nations, where L documents are draft resolutions. So it was going on with that one, L1, L2, L3, all draft resolutions. But anyway, request granted. And commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate. Commissioner Jones, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Trawally, I have some questions regarding affiliations and memberships of the Ahmadiyya sect. This might look like a pretty straightforward question or question that the answer is already known, but I just want it clear for the record. Are the Ahmadiyyas a member of the Supreme Islamic Council?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yes, are the Ahmadiyyas members of the Supreme Islamic Council?
No, we are not.
Were you ever a member?
Yeah.
At any point, were you ever a member of the Supreme Islamic Council?
No, we are not.
Okay, have you ever engaged the Supreme Islamic Council regarding membership?
No. But one thing important to say, all the Jamaat activities, Jalsa Salanas, conferences, we normally send invitations to them. And also, all our publications, magazines, we send to them. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Other witnesses that have appeared before the Commission during this session have made mention of the Interfaith Committee that used to exist. Was the Ahmadiyya represented in the Interfaith Committee? Or were the Ahmadiyyas, were you guys ever represented in the Interfaith Committee?
In which committee?
Interfaith Committee.
No, we are not.
So is there any association or anybody where you engage other sects or other religions in the country? Is there any such platform where you have the opportunity to dialogue with other religious groups in the country?
Madam, this but this is why we are calling for interfaith council, including both Muslims and Christians, and the chairmanship or the presidency will be rotated. If we don't have that, to have just a group of people, there will always be a conflict. And already there is a conflict. The current Supreme Islamic Council and this Majlis one, the newly formed one. The newly formed one, have they contacted us? Have they contacted the Murids and other religious bodies? No. They just handpick Imam of this place, Imam of that place, this and that. You cannot form a council with impartiality in this way.
Thank you, Mr. Trawally. That's precisely why I asked the question. Like I said, other witnesses made mention of the interfaith dialogue that used to exist before. So I wanted to find out whether at any point Ahmadiyyas were a part of it, because this will be very helpful when we take a decision or come to our conclusions on this theme as well as our recommendations. So thank you very much.
Yeah, interfaith dialogue, I think that's very essential, that's very important. Yeah, it will be good for all of us.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy. You have the floor, please.
Thank you, Emir. As a follow-up to Commissioner Jones's question, you said you sent invitations to them, but do they honor your invitation?
To the State House?
No, to the Supreme Islamic Council.
No, they have never been coming. Yes, but continuously we have been sending invitations to them, but never a single moment they attend.
Okay. Then the next one is in connection with your release. the president sent somebody to you to say he had got nothing to do with your incarceration. But at the same time, this was followed by a dismissal letter. How do you reconcile the two?
No, dismissal letter came on the 22nd.
It came before.
It came before, 22nd of May, and we were discharged or released from NIA on the 9th of June.
But in the letter it said that the PSC has concurred with the executive directive. So where was the executive directive coming from?
Normally, when you say executive directive or so, you always think of president's office, president himself, or from the president's office.
Okay. So, but this directive came, and then later he said he had got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, the directive lately, yes.
And then finally, the mosque at Makkah, Masire, was it built within the 60-day period?
It was built quite less than that.
Less than that, okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Amir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Imam C, you have the floor.
Thank you, Emir. I greet you for the clarification you've just given. What I want to ask is, what is the difference that you have with Islam? To the extent that they have rejected you, they have refused you. Because I know that you are following Islam. And you are also praying the 5 prayers. You are also going to Mecca. Ramadan, fasting during Ramadan, you are also having that. You are also giving zakat. You have your Al-Quran, you are teaching it in your schools and in your Islamic institutions. You are also doing things according to the ways of the Prophet. Do you not have all of these? So what difference do you have with Islam to the extent that these people are refusing you in this manner?
We don't have any difference with Islam. Islam, as you have rightly said, based on 5 fundamental pillars, which Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat is performing. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat is following the Holy Quran and the Sunna of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his practices. Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat believe that the Mahdi, whom our fathers and forefathers, they talked about it. They said it's coming. We believe that he has come. With all the signs shown, we believe that Mahdi has come. And the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "For my Mahdi, there are 2 signs. And these two signs will be done in the month of Ramadan. And exactly this is what happened. Which I would like to quote. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "For my Mahdi, two signs, as I have said earlier, and these signs are eclipse of the sun and the moon. And the eclipse of the sun and the moon eclipse on the 13, 14, 15. And in the middle of the eclipse of the moon, the first of eclipse of the moon will there will be an eclipse on the first. For the solar system, the eclipse will be done in the middle of the day's eclipse is occurred. And this eclipse is the sense of the Holy Prophet Hadith. Happened in 1894 in the East. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "It will not happen. It has never happened since the creation of heavens and earth." So, and some went further that it will not happen again. So, in 1894 AD, eclipse took place in the East. And in the West, that is here, 1895, it took place. And here we call it Fodekabalolo. In Senegal, they call it Atum Juma. On this particular day, for example, eclipse of the moon, in the morning, between 9 or 10, there was total darkness. Moons appeared. So people were frightened. So here we call Fodekaba Lolo. And when you go to Fodekaba, is a jihadist. When you go to Senegal, they call Atum Juma. There is more detailed submission as far as this is concerned about this eclipse. So, to repeat, our fathers, our forefathers, we all believe that Mahdi is coming. In this country, in Senegal, Mali, you name it. They believe that the Messiah is coming. So we, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, we believe that he has come. This is the main difference between Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat and others. Others said, no, he has not come, not yet, he will come. They all believe that he will come, but we said he has come. Looking at all the signs mentioned in different hadiths, including Muta Malik, when he is going to be born, he is going to be twin. He is going to be twin, and the twin girl will die after. So there are signs. When the president is traveling, when the president comes out, you must see a sign. Not, well, I think president is moving. So in a sense, we believe that he has come. The signs have been indicated. It has been fulfilled. So this is the main difference. Others are maybe minor differences. For example, when you come to Tijaniya, there are certain beliefs different with Murids or Qadri. These are some of the minor differences. But as far as Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, we believe that Mahdi has come, and he was born in Qadian, as Mr. Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, and there is even an hadith that he'll be born in Qada. Qada later became Qadian. So this is the difference.
What we have learned is that the Mahdi has not yet come. But I know that that is the difference then.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were replying to Imam on that one. If not,
okay. Sorry?
Muta Malik, was that the only reference for what Prophet Muhammad had said? Or if there are other references there, but what hadith number is that Muta Malik that he made reference to? What's the hadith number? Do you know?
Muta Malik is a book of Imam Malik. In this particular book, there are a series of information about the advent of Mahdi. So when one is privileged to go through the this particular book, and of course there are other books, so references are there.
Commissioner Samba, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairman. I want
to ask you in the Mandinka language. We are living together with Ahmadiyyas. We go to each other's naming ceremonies as well as each other's funerals. But when it's time to pray, like praying for a dead person, Ahmadiyyas don't want to partake in that prayers behind other Muslims. That issue has always surprised me, and given that you are here today, I would like you to clarify on that issue.
That one also, I think I have mentioned one of them also, that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Imam Mahdi, he is going to be your imam. He'll be from you, and he's going to be your imam. And when he comes, you pay allegiance to him, even if you have to crawl on the snow, on the ice. So this is one reason. At the formation of the Jamaat, early days, according to information, they were praying together. But when you are declared that you are not a Muslim, especially in that part of the country, so this was the time the Jamaat started praying separately. But the important thing is, according to the information, according to the hadith, Mahdi is going to be your imam. You should follow him. You should pay allegiance to him.
Okay,
secondly, I see when they are praying, they close their eyes. And when we are praying, we open our eyes. I don't know why that is the case.
I think that one is optional. When you are praying, you do it this way, you will not be attracted. You will not see anything, This is one of the reasons. But you can also pray this way. That's not a problem. But normally, because of attraction, when you are praying, you do it this way. And not necessarily when you do it this way, you are closing your eyes. Actually, when you are praying, you should not even close your eyes. Your eyes should be open.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, Mary, you may proceed now to make your concluding remarks if you have any.
From me? Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, and all the commissioners, the lead councils, all staff of Trrc, and the audience here and the viewers. We thank all of you. We want to begin by expressing our gratitude to Allah, the Almighty, for bringing us this day. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat went through a series of trials and difficulties for many years. It is indeed very important that we do this sitting so that the country can move on the path of peace, stability, and progress. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat is an Islamic sect that believes in the advent of the promised Messiah and the Mahdi, as prophesied by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the founder of Islam. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has prophesied that in later days Allah Almighty will raise a man who will come to reform and rejuvenate Islam and restore it to its pristine purity, because people will have added a lot of innovations which are not part of his teachings. This Imam will not bring a new law. It's a Sharia, as the Holy Quran. He will simply revive the teachings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat believes that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last and final law-bearing prophet. and that after him no prophet will come to bring any new thing. The promised Messiah and founder of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat al-Islam writes, relevant is a proper observance of my teaching. It is essential that one should firmly believe that there is an all-powerful, all-sustaining supreme being, the creator of everything, changeless, everlasting, and eternal. He does not beget or know or say begotten. He is holy. Belief in this God with these powers is the foremost essential condition of our Jamaat. Our teaching, page 1 to page 2. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat believes that the purpose of religion is twofold: to serve Allah Almighty, the Creator, and to serve humanity. It is for this reason that we not only endeavor to teach people the true ways of worship in the Sunna and tradition of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam through publication of books and pamphlets, but we also do our utmost to support initiatives geared towards the development of the citizens wherever we are. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat is not supported or sponsored by any group, government, or organization. We believe that every Muslim should take part in the progress of Islam. It is for this reason that most Ahmadiyya Muslims, male, female, and children, contribute financially for the propagation of Islam. We have various schemes through which members give out voluntarily their money. It is these funds that are used to build mosques, schools, hospitals, clinics, and other institutions for the service of humanity. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat does not stand in need of any approval or stamp from any government or group or individual to be a Muslim. According to the teachings and the statements of our Master Asad Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is the only Almighty who has the authority to accept or reject the Islam of someone. That right is not in the hands of man or woman. Asad Osama bin Said narrates, I mentioned this incident to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, did they profess there is no God but Allah, and even then you kill him? I said, O Messenger of Allah, he made a declaration of faith due to fear of my sword, of my weapon. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, did you tear his earth open in order to find out if he was a Muslim? And he went on repeating this statement to me till I wished I had embraced Islam that day. This is Sahih Muslim, Kitabul Iman. In other words, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was extremely pained by this action of Asad Osama and expressed his displeasure to him repeatedly. It is clear from the above that the right to determine the Islam of someone has not been given to any individual on earth. In fact, if it comes to that, there is not a single sect in Islam today which has not been declared kafir by one sect or another. As far as Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat is concerned, they are all Muslims. As the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the one who prophesies that Islam will be divided into 73 sects. Therefore, as the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever declares himself a Muslim is a Muslim in our eyes. As a nation, therefore, we must stop treating each other as kafir or what not. Let everyone be allowed to exercise his or her belief, and we leave the judgment to Allah Almighty. We need to exercise tolerance and understanding as a nation in order to survive in peace, justice, and progressive society. It is toward of violations like this that the country needs a very progressive and inclusive constitution henceforth, so that the law will protect the rights of all citizens, including religious freedom in the country. It will therefore be important that the constitution makes Gambia a secular state, so that this type of violations that we narrated, which others narrated here, cannot happen again. It is lack of express mention of the word secular in the Constitution that enable people sometimes, in the name of the government, do certain things which are contrary to the protection of the rights of the individuals and groups in the country. For instance, it has happened that certain clerics have used certain platforms to castigate groups and sections of society. In some instances, even though to incite violence against them, as we have heard in this testimony. For instance, one cleric has said that had some individuals made certain statements during the time of the Khalifa of Sayyidina Omar, a Khalifa that will go at night, go around because of his sympathy for the community, to see who is hungry. And in this in implication, what about the other three caliphs? Such a righteous, God-fearing, guided caliphs. You are choosing one, like if somebody said the mosque should be demolished, that person's head should be beheaded in the time of such a generous person, as Sayyidina Omar. They will have been beheaded. This is in effect telling his followers to do the same. We cannot in this day and age allow this type of statements to be aired. When the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat sought a license to operate a radio and television station, a lot of efforts were made by some individuals and groups to subvert those efforts. We thank God Almighty that the government has granted this license. And by the grace of Allah Almighty, the Light FM radio has started. The MTA, the Gambia, is on test transmission. Very soon, it will be ready for 24 hours. So we are very much thankful to all the authorities, from the President, Office of the President, Ministry of Information, Communication, and Infrastructure. We are thankful to all of them. Current minister, former minister, we are thankful to them. There can be peace, as I said, when there is justice. So we should not be afraid of executing our obligation to the nation. We should not be carried away by our emotions or our beliefs, our faiths. And conveying these messages to all and sundry, the Masih and Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, as prophesied by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has come. May Allah help us all. Ameen. O Allah Almighty, protect this country, shower your endless blessings, grace and mercy and protection upon us all. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May God Almighty bless you all.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Trawally, for your testimony and for your concluding remarks. and may the Almighty answer our prayers. Thank you very much for coming to testify.
Thank you.
This brings us to the end of the proceedings today. We will resume our public hearings tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock sharp. Thank you all very much for coming. Meeting is adjourned.